About a week and a half ago, there was a grass fire out here towards Dawson's Butte. I'm here at Perry Park in Colorado, and this grass fire had started, and I didn't think anything really that big about it. I thought, well, maybe they're just burning the field like sometimes they do, even though I thought it was a little bit odd that they'd be burning it here in March when everything's pretty dry and there's fire warnings out. But what happened is I came out and I saw the smoke, and again, I wasn't really concerned, but then I heard a helicopter, and it was a sheriff's department helicopter, and they were circling and watching the area. And so I called my daughter up, and we were standing on the deck taking a look at it, and then we received warnings from the emergency services to be prepared to evacuate the area and take your most important belongings with you. So we kept watching it, and we really couldn't see a whole lot, and I was kind of wondering, how bad the fire was, what were the firefighters doing. And then I remembered that I had my Maven B1 4x42 binoculars here, and so I got it out and I started looking at the fire, and what I discovered was there was a lot more going on. And honestly, it wasn't so much that I was really concerned. It was that when I was able to look through these binoculars, I could see things going on with the height of the fire, where the fire had jumped into another field and crossed the fire line. I could see where the trucks were at and the firefighters, and then I could also see where they were lighting backfires to help put out the fire, which is kind of strange to see firefighters starting additional fires, but I was just able to see a lot of detail. But then also what happened right about that time is a big, kind of like a Huey helicopter. You could hear that real thud, thud, thud of the heavy helicopter, and it came right over the ridgeline, and it was leaking a little bit of water, but it was coming over the ridgeline and lining up to drop water on this one area over here that was about to hit trees and barns and some houses. And you can actually see to the left here where the fire burned down to the west, and there's a bunch of trees there, and there's barns and houses and everything. And the problem is there's a lot of homes up in here, and there's homes down in here, and then there's brush on the right. And that fire was about to hit some dry trees that it could have really changed the dynamic of that fire and made it a lot more dangerous. So I was watching this fire, and that helicopter made about 4 drops of water in this one area up here between the firefighters on the ground and then the helicopter dropping water from the air. They were able to put that fire out. But what I really liked was having these Maven binoculars, because it really actually gave me a sense of relief in a way to be able to see what was going on. I could see that the firefighters weren't scrambling and really hectic. They were just taking their time, following their training, putting the fire out. Combined with that helicopter, they were able to knock it out. And even though my daughter has some search and rescue experience and some firefighting training, and she was a little bit more concerned because she knows how fast those fires will jump and change direction. But with both of us watching that fire and able to see with these binoculars, it just made a huge difference. I'd highly recommend that part of what you carry in your pack, and besides the satellite communicator and emergency sleeping bag and fire starter kits and things like that, it's really nice to have binoculars where you can really see what's going on. And sometimes you might be hunting, you might be hiking, there might be something really beautiful to see, or it may be something like this, you're at home, or maybe you're on an adventure and you see something that's maybe dangerous. So it's just really nice. But I really wanted to bring something else up. I've used a lot of binoculars in my life, and I was really impressed with these, but that was just my opinion. And so Jerry from MeAndHerAfterKids, he came over and we were having a cookout the other day, and I showed this to him and I said, what do you think of these Maven binoculars? And he took a look at them, and first of all, he just loved the grip, the feel, the material it's made out of. It's nice and sturdy. He looked through it and immediately he's like, man, the quality looking through these binoculars is outstanding. It's very crisp, really clear, and for the size of these binoculars, and they have different size, smaller to larger, but I wanted something more for if I was backpacking and hiking. I didn't want a real big one, but he was just in awe of these binoculars. So I was like, okay, great. It's not just me. Somebody like Jerry, who's an avid, lifelong hunter from Texas, now in Colorado, this guy knows his stuff. So now there's 2 of us that have been really impressed with these binoculars. So I'm not here just selling these binoculars. I mean, they really are great quality. If you want to learn more about these binoculars, there's some information in the description below. And if you want to check out Jerry's YouTube channel with MeAndHerAfterKids, that'll also be down below. And I just want to say this about Jerry. Him and his wife, they go travel all over Colorado and other locations, and they're always on adventures and checking things out, whether it's a waterfall or mines or, you know, old historic towns. And Jerry just likes to get out and tell a story and show the beauty of places here in Colorado, and like I said, elsewhere outside of Colorado. So check his site out. I know you'll be impressed. Well, next up, I'm going to get into ham radios or shortwave radios, and I'm going to be telling you all about them. So if you're interested in that, you're a beginner, or you're wondering what to buy, check that out. And I'm going to have a whole series on ham radios. So thanks for joining me here in Colorado, and I will see you back out here in the next video.